What's going on, Jerome's? Happy Monday. Deep V blouse day is what it is. But your Minnesota Vikings are seen as one of the greatest landing spots for a rookie quarterback in NFL draft history, and listing off all the reasons. No matter who the quarterback is, but you got Justin freaking Jefferson, the best receiver in the game. Jordan Addison, the second best second-year receiver behind. And as well as Hawkinson, when he gets back, he's a top 3 tight end. He's not 3, as well as Kevin O'Connell, as well as indoor stadium, as well as Flores defense, blah, 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 blah. And also the offensive line. So the offensive line is always talked about a plus because you have Christian Darrisaw, who could be one of the best young left tackles in the game if he can stay healthy, knock on wood. Brian O'Neill still is a top 5 right tackle. And then all right, so basically the Vikings offensive line is 2 great tackles and a sort of a soft marshmallowy interior offensive line. That's why the Vikings indeed need to get back to having the meats. And the Vikings, it's been an interesting offseason. So they haven't really added anyone in free agency that you could say immediately is a day one starter. They let Reisner walk. They could circle back on that, but they did sign up Blake Brandel, who has been a career backup, but they obviously see as potential of starting since they signed him up to a 3-year deal worth $9.5 million. But I mean, the Vikings, they did sign the haircut Dan Feeney. But that's really about it. But the Vikings certainly could look to add offensive line in the draft. And Ben Baldwin, computer cowboy, deep diver of the analytics. Quick thread on offensive line starters leading up to the draft as I wait for a code to run. What if we tried to guess offensive line strength given the 5 stars listed on our lads and their past performance in pass protection as measured by grade? This is what it might look like. So the notes based on current 5 stars, blah 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 blah. Position columns represent average percentile ranking based on pass play or draft position. Basically, how good are you? And then PEP represents predicted expected points added based on pass protection grades at each position. So people much smarter than I, but it's easy to read a chart. And the Vikings clock in at 15 now. If you said, like, on paper, on purpose, the Vikings have the 15th best offensive line in the NFL, you'd probably say, yeah, sure. And the numbers do bear it out. So you have Darrisaw at 93 at left tackle. You have O'Neill at 80 at right tackle. I think that might be a little bit low. 28, you have Blake Brandel projected. 40 is Garrett Bradbury, and 30 is Ed Ingram. Now, the Lions are numero uno, and the Lions offensive line is pretty good. So Taylor Decker is a rock-solid left tackle. Penei Sewell is one of the best right tackles in the game. Eventually, he will switch over to the left side. Graham Glasgow is a veteran utility guy stepping on in for Big V. Frank Ragnow, the pride of Chad Hassan, is one of the best centers in the game. And I don't know why, but for some reason, Kevin Zeitler is a 99. I don't know. I mean, Kevin Zeitler is good, but I don't know, 99? That's where it gets kind of weird. But, yeah, the Vikings certainly could do some work on the interior offensive line. Now, Blake Brandel could certainly pan out. I mean, the coaching staff has a lot of faith in him, and obviously it's allowed under the new CBA for players to get better every single year. But Bradbury, we said our piece about Bradbury. Right, you still worry about the anchor. You still worry about age, as well as the back injury has taken time from him the last 2 years. Ed Ingram hopefully can make a big-time leap in year 3. But other than that, I mean, the offensive line depth is not good. It's really not good right now. Now, yes, they could circle back and re-sign Reisner after the draft. It's a possibility, but I mean, you're looking for agency. Like, there isn't a rock-solid offensive lineman that you can add. Be like, hey, this person's going to start. So basically, what the Vikings have is a sandwich with amazing bread, but like cat food on the inside. That's where we're currently at. That's why I'm loving it. All the talk and the visit of J.C. Latham from Alabama, Tide, as well as Talisa Fuaga. We keep on saying it. Get a power right tackle, have him play right guard, take over right tackle once O'Neill is done, and go from there. But the Vikings, especially if they hang on to 23, they certainly could add to that interior offensive line. And if they do stick in 23, I think that would be perfectly positioned for one of the top-tier interior offensive linemen, whether it be JPJ from Oregon, Graham Barton from Duke, I think could be a Pro Bowl center. Zach Frazier is a dog. I absolutely love and adore him. And then you get into some day 2, day 3 guys, Cooper Beebe, Christian Haynes, SVP, Christian Mahogany, Leatherbound Books, Zach Zinter, Mason McCormick from some South Dakota State is going to make an impact in the game. Bo Limmer, I think, is Garrett Bradbury with a better anchor, and the Vikings certainly could look to add some offensive tackle depth that could kick inside to guard for a hot second, whether it's up at the top of the draft with Latham and Fuaga, like we said, or day 3, since the Vikings do have 7 selections in day 3. But I don't know, like, I feel like this is fair at the moment in time, but hopefully the Vikings will be able to rise up, because I would like to see it, but I don't see Bradbury getting better. I do see Ed Ingram making strides from year 1 to year 2. Hopefully he can make a big-time leap in year 3. And if the coaching staff has faith in Brandel, I mean, hopefully that's founded, because that ain't an effing around contract of 3 years, $9.5 million with half of it guaranteed. So they threw some major coin at Blake Brandel. But I think the Vikings, yes, quarterback, yes, D-line, yes, cornerback, but offensive line, the interior has to be fixed up very quickly. And the whole thing about it is that this league loves the quick interior pressure, getting through those A and B gaps. And if the rookie quarterback TBD is going to have a chance, Vikings really do have to suture things up along that interior. But your thoughts are thoughts. The analytics say that the Vikings offensive line is very good, but also very bad. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.